Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into another flashback, and One of Us is Back by Karen and McManus, and this one is a flashback again from Jake, so we are going to get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Jake, 6 years earlier. All of this will be yours someday, Jake, Dad says, waving a hand toward the crystal blue pool in the Rodians' backyard. If you want it. Maybe you'd rather have an apartment in the city, though. Some of the new high-rises going up downtown are incredible. I don't know, Dad, Jake said, adjusting his sunglasses. That's so far away. Not as far as you'd think, his father said. Time flies. You'll be in high school next month, and then it's only 4 short years till graduation. You'll need to start thinking about the right college, the right job, the right girlfriend. He chuckled at Jake's expression. Trust me, kid. You'll be fighting them off soon. Hope so, Jake muttered. You will, Dad said, stretching his arms above him on the lounge chair. What does the right girlfriend even look like? Jake asked. Then he felt compelled to half answer his own question. Besides, hot, I mean. Someone who supports you, Dad says promptly. Someone who understands that you're the kind of person who's going places and will help you get there. Like Mom, Jake said in a simple statement of fact, but when his father didn't answer, Jake twisted in his seat to look at his father. Right? Your mother is an incredible woman, Dad said, with his sunglasses on. It was impossible for Jake to read his expression. She's also very driven, which is something I didn't realize about her when we first met. Is that a bad thing? Jake asked cautiously. Of course not, Dad said. Jake couldn't read his tone either. If it's what you want, some couples enjoy having competitive careers. Others might prefer a more complementary relationship. I know you better than you know yourself, Jake, and I have a feeling that you'd be happier with the second scenario. The kind of sweet, supportive girl who knows that your successes are her successes too. Yeah, Jake said. That did sound good. His father's words made him uneasy, though. It's not as though Jake hadn't noticed the tension between his parents this summer. He couldn't miss it no matter how hard he worked at being oblivious. But nothing was actually going to come off of it, right? The Rodians of Wellington Avenue were a force in Bayview, and they were supposed to stay that way. Jake didn't want to start high school like some kind of pathetic latchkey kid shuttling between houses no matter how nice the houses were. You and Mom are okay, though, right? Of course we're okay, Dad said, swinging his legs over the edge of his lounge chair. So okay, in fact, that I'll bet she'll make some of that chicken salad we like if we ask very, very nicely. Come on, let's head inside. The sun's getting too bright anyway. Okay, Jake said, pushing down his concerns. If his father said there was nothing to worry about, then he wasn't going to worry. By the way, I've been talking with some of the coaches at Bayview High and about hosting a mixer for the incoming freshman players before school starts. Dad said they made their way around the pool. We have plenty of space, and it would be a great opportunity for you to start hanging out with the right kids. Sounds good, Jake said. Simon isn't doing any sports, is he? Are you kidding? Jake snorted. What would he play? I don't know, croquet maybe? Dad asked, and they both laughed. You say that like Simon can aim any kind of ball, Jake said as they reached the patio. He can't even handle ping pong. You should have seen him with the paddle. Jake swung one hand around his head like he was brandishing a fly swatter, and his father chuckled again. I'm sure he'll understand not being invited then, Dad said. The sliding glass door was normally closed, but Jake realized as they approached that he'd left it partially open the last time he went inside for a drink. The double-glazed glass usually prevented any sound from the house reaching outside, or vice versa, but now Jake could hear his mother's anguished voice loud and clear. It's not that simple, Alex, she said. I wish to God it were, but it's not. Jake paused, ready to stop, but his father's hand on his shoulder kept him going. Scott Rodian continued to stride toward the door like he hadn't heard anything. Don't you think I want to? Mom said. I want it more than anything, but there's Jake to consider, and then Dad pulled the door to the rest of the way open, and Mom stopped talking. By the time they reached her phone was face down on the dining room table, and she was wearing a nice perfect replica of her usual smile. How was the pool? She asked. Beautiful, but a little too hot, Dad said. And then we got hungry. I don't suppose we could impose on you for some chicken salad sandwiches? Of course, Mom said, picking up her phone and hurrying for the kitchen, coming right up. I just need to thaw the chicken. Beyond the conversation Jake and his father had overheard, that was the second sign that something was wrong, coming right up. That wasn't how Mom talked to Dad lately. She was more likely to say, I'm right in the middle of something, or could I get a little help? The third sign was the reflection of Dad's face in the guilt-tangled dining room mirror. Scott Rodian was smiling faintly like he always did when he got his way, but his eyes were glittering as they followed his wife's progress into the kitchen, and Jake could read the expression even though he'd never seen anything quite like it before. His father was utterly furious. That is the end of this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.